12.6 ounces. Man, there's nothing in there. Welcome back to Waffle Ladders, the show where we climb toward the truth while corporations quietly steal inches, ounces, and some of your dignity. Today we're talking about shrinkflation, that magical economic trick where companies say prices stayed the same while simultaneously removing 5 to 25% of the product and just hoping you don't notice because the font is festive and the box says new and improved. Shrinkflation is inflation's sneaky cousin, the one who steals your wallet, then helps you look for it. And this isn't a conspiracy. Economists track it, consumer groups document it, and governments quietly admit it exists, right before doing nothing. Let's climb the ladder. Number 10, toilet paper, now with emotional support rolls. Remember when one roll of toilet paper could get a family through a week? Now it's like 3 wipes and a prayer. Manufacturers love saying, same number of sheets. But what they don't mention is that the size has shrunk by up to 10% over the last decade, and the ply density is thinner. Consumer Reports has literally weighed and measured this stuff. Turns out your dignity now dissolves faster than the paper.
But it says mega roll.
Mega roll size, onion paper thickness, Tam. Number 9, cereal boxes. The Air-to-Flake ratio scam. Cereal boxes are now legally allowed to contain up to 50% empty space, and companies know it. If you look in here, I can feel that this is not even up to here. So all this is empty. So you have 1/4 air, and the price of cereal has skyrocketed. In the last 40 years, a box of cereal has gone from $1 to about $4, which is nearly the same percentage rise as housing, which is also crazy. Today you open a box, and if you yell into it, the echo comes back 3 seconds later.
So then why does this say family size?
Yeah, it's really tall, right? It might feed a family of chipmunks. Number 8, ice cream, frozen milk flavored regret. Ice cream used to come in a half a gallon. That was 64 ounces, a sacred measurement, 1/2 of a gallon. Then it went to 1.75 quarts, but it was in the smallest font allowed to tell you that happened. Now it's 1.5 quarts, 48 ounces. That's a 25% reduction, quietly rolled out industry-wide between 2008 in 2015. Oh, and they kept the same carton shape, the same shelf footprint, same disappointment. And guess what? They're not stopping here. Here's the latest, 1.44 quarts. And they have the nerve to say, improved.
Wait, the container looks the same though.
Exactly, that's the crime.
Then why isn't that illegal?
Now, lobbyists, Tanner, they have lobbyists. Number 7, potato chips, the bag of wind. Potato chips are now sold in balloons. Check this out. These little bags used to be full. Now, this thing's like down to here. So the companies say the air protects freshness. It's actually called slack fill. And yes, it's legal. But here's the fun part. Over the past 15 years, many chip bags dropped from 12 ounces to 9 to 10 ounces, while prices doubled. You're paying more for oxygen. Now, is this legal? Yes. Under FDA regulations, 21 CFR 100.100, there'll be a quiz later. Slack fill is perfectly legal as long as it's functional, meaning it serves a legitimate purpose, such as protecting the fragile chips from breaking during shipping, handling, and transport. That's the main reason for chip bags, right? Allowing for machinery used in filling, sealing the bags, and accounting for selling of contents. So basically, for any reason they want.
Last night, I finished an entire bag in one sitting.
That seems a little excessive.
Well, it only had like 12 chips in there.
My bad. Number 6, candy bars. Fun size became sad size. Candy bars didn't shrink overnight. They went on a slow retreat. A Standard chocolate bar that used to be 2.5 ounces is now often 1.55 to 1.8 ounces. And they didn't even tell us. Some of the tricks they use now are making it nice and tall, but very, very thin. And this is 3.5 ounces. So they can charge you $4, right? So there was no announcement, no warning, just less sweet goodness. Of course, they also started the fun size, the ones you can eat in one bite, which ironically named because they're anything but fun to eat because you have to eat like 10 of them to get full. Oh, and the prices went from 5 cents, only a nickel in the 1930s, all the way to the 1950s, to well over $2 at a convenience store today. Did I mention they also use less expensive ingredients like vanillin and lower quality chocolate? Yep, that happened too. If you think your favorite candy bar doesn't taste as good as it used to, you'd be correct. Number 5, laundry detergent, concentrated lies. I had an aunt when I was growing up who would dominate a whole laundromat. She would fill all the machines with just a few pieces of clothing so she could be the queen of the laundromat. She would go bankrupt today. Laundry detergent bottles are smaller, but now they say ultra mega super hyper concentrated. Translation, we removed half the liquid and added math. Well, these ones now they remove all the liquid so they can save in shipping costs. But you can't convince me that dissolving in the machine itself is more efficient than having it dissolve in liquid once you add it. Of course, cutting back on water would lower the weight and shipping costs, but they cut in other ways. Load counts jumped from 32 to 64 to 128 loads, without consumers using less. Studies show most people still pour the same amount they always did. So congratulations, you're now over-soaping and overpaying.
I got this bottle right here. It says 64 loads.
Yeah, if you only add a shirt and 2 sets of underwear, that's what I'd be guessing. Number 4, yogurt cups, 1 spoonful, and it's over. Yogurt cups used to be 8 ounces, half a pint. Today, many are 4.4 to 4.6 ounces, because apparently decimals are healthier. No, actually, psychologically, people are less bothered by subtle, smaller containers than price increases. Companies realize this and bet that this strategy would keep profits up. Of course, they come up with clever marketing gimmicks like framing this as portion control. Funny how portion control only helps company profits and not your budget.
They also claim it's healthier now.
Yeah, add a special new ingredient like acai and it's magically better.
I just use a smaller spoon and I'm not as sad.
Okay. Number 3, paper towels, now pre-ripped for your convenience. Paper towels now tear if you glare at them. Paper products were one of the hardest hit during COVID with price hikes and shrinkflation. They rose 35% in cost. Rolls advertise more sheets, but each sheet is narrower and thinner and shorter. Total paper per roll, often less than it was 10 years ago. Just divide into smaller legal loopholes. Look, the rolls are still big enough that most people aren't going to notice they disappear faster. Chalk one up for bounty.
This one says Mountain Send Fresh.
Yeah, because they had to come up with something to distract you from the 40% less towels they give you.
I mean, it does smell good.
Number 2, fast food, same price, smaller shame. Fast food portions are shrinking while prices skyrocket. Burgers are thinner and less juicy. Fries containers are taller, not wider, and often have raised bottoms to hide the shrink. Cup sizes look big, but ice displacement is doing most of the hard work. This isn't accidental, it's called margin preservation. Remember that $1 menu? Or $5 footlongs? Long gone.
Yeah, the fries I just got at McDonald's were half empty, and kinda cold too.
No, Tanner, they were strategically positioned in the container.
It was a losing strategy for me.
Yeah, but you ate them all though. Number 1, toothpaste, now with extra air and 0 smiles. Yes, this used to be the size of normal toothpaste. Now you have to get this at the clubs. This is now the regular size. It's kind of shrinking, and they decided making this crazy material that you can't keep rolled up, so lose-lose. So toothpaste used to be straightforward. You squeeze, brush, grin like you mean it. Now it's the $5 to $7 tube of disappointment disguised as advanced formula and whitening. They kept the box size the same flashy whitening power claims, Same celebrity endorsed vibes, but the actual paste, poof, it's gone. It's only half full. Colgate, Aquafresh, Tom's, pick your poison. They've been shrinking tubes from a solid 5.5 ounces down to 4 to 4.7 ounces. Same price, same shelf spot, same promise of a brighter smile, but you're brushing with about 20% less goop. And don't get me started on new tubes that won't stay rolled up. They took out the aluminum and made it all plastic. It's like wrestling one of those tube men you see dancing in the front of a car dealer. And the best part, they slap on new look or extra protection. Like that's supposed to make up for the fact that your tube now lasts 2 weeks instead of a month. You're paying premium for premium skimping. It's not toothpaste anymore. It's a minty betrayal that leaves your teeth feeling robbed and your wallet feeling plaque buildup. All right, so there you have it. What did we learn today? Shrinkflation isn't an accident. It's not supply chain chaos. It's not temporary. It's a deliberate business strategy taught in economics classes and approved in boardrooms. They don't raise prices. They just slowly take things away until you're paying premium prices for travel size adulthood. If your groceries don't last as long, you're not crazy. You're just being robbed politely.
So what do we do then?
Well, you read labels, you compare weights, price by ounce, and never trust anything that says new look. And if you found this interesting or learned something, please consider hitting that subscribe and like buttons. Which product shrinking actually made you irrationally angry? Tell us in the comments. And as always, keep climbing the ladder before they shrink that too.
And in the morning, I'm making waffles.